Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inside the Newsroom. I'm Maddie Paul, and behind me, if you can look between the frames and the beautiful garland that Jody Staples so graciously gave me, this is our live cam from Deadwood. And as Scott refers to it, the Hallmark cam, and I think it's very fitting, especially what we're going to be talking about right away on Inside the Newsroom. But let me just give a little tease about what this show is all about. Inside the Newsroom, we bring you the trending stories of the KELOLAND area, and we bring on our newsroom staff members to talk about these trending stories that you see every day on our newscasts and online on KELOLAND.com. But I want to get a little festive for a moment, talk about some holiday lights and decor. In fact, some lights and decor that you all keep sending us through our feature called You Share, which you can find on KELOLAND.com, because your holiday lights and decor could be featured for our Holiday Lights Spectacular show that is airing this Friday right here from the digital desk. And one of the masterminds behind collecting all of the things that you have been sending us is our 4 p.m. producer, Colin, who's here to talk about what it's like gathering all of these photos and videos. Because, Colin, I don't even know when it began when we just said, okay, Colin, you just take it.
I feel like I might have just been like, all right, I'll just start collecting this and I'll let them know where it is. Because I keep my eye on You Share a lot because you never know what's going to pop up in there. And
right.
It's a great way for us, our viewers, to come in and show us what you see out in the world.
We use it for different tips and story ideas, but we're going to be using it this Friday for our Holiday Lights Spectacular show. So what have you been seeing coming in through You Share right now, Colin?
Like, you're seeing them right now. There was one of Santa taking off from a house. Our Mike Simonson is who we affectionately known as Rock captured this video here, going down the lane just outside of Falls Park with all the lights on the trees. There's one in there. They have, I think it's just this house decked out in lights. There's a capybara wearing a Christmas sweater with a hat. There's some in there now of like Santa in an F1 car. There's one of Santa rappelling from a helicopter I saw. Just how creative and inventive these inflatables, not just lights, but in decorations and inflatables. Like Rock went and got plywood polar bears and
yes, that's right,
plywood penguins. Just a little tease for what's coming up on Friday,
And you've been able to put all of these videos and photos that we've been getting from viewers, and you've been showing it on our newscasts to drive people to also explore You Share. So let's just talk about our You Share feature just for a little moment, because this is how you get all of those videos that come in, right, Colin?
Yep. That you can go to KELOLAND.com/YouShare, and you can also send it to YouShare@KELOLAND.com. But we will, if you send it to the You Share email, we will send you a form to fill out. You fill out the form right as you send it in, and there's no extra steps. We get that right away. It can be pictures, videos, anything you capture. And like we said, it can be any holiday lights you capture this season, any events you see going on. Like back in harvest season, a crew in Buffalo County sent us a video of an elk coming out of the field as they were harvesting. And so anything you capture.
And it's so much fun. You enjoy it. Come on, Colin.
Oh, it's so much fun. Like,
it's so much fun and it's great. And our Holiday Lights Spectacular show will be airing this Friday at 5:30 only on KELOLAND Plus. So make sure you stay tuned for that show. Colin, thank you so much for being here at the digital desk to share those features with our viewers. And everyone, stick around for more on Inside the Newsroom. We're going to get into our trending stories that have been going on this entire week. And starting with one, South Dakota native who's bringing his piano skills to the Orpheum Theater on Thursday. So stay with us. We'll have more on Inside the Newsroom when we come back after the break. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. There's a South Dakota native that is making his name known in the piano world. Summer Roddershot talks to him ahead of his hometown concert.
Canastota native Matthew Mayer has been playing the piano since a young age.
So I started when I was 12 years old, so I've been playing about, don't want to age myself, but about 35 years.
That young passion soon turned into a profession. KELOLAND News was at one of Mayer's high school concerts, where he took 9 months to write a song for him and his high school band to play at their spring concert.
People say, well, why'd you write this whole song for just 5 minutes? And I really don't have an answer for that, but I do know in the end it's all going to pay off somehow.
Those piano skills have paid off, taking him all across the world to some of the most scenic venues you could imagine.
I've done 3 tours in Croatia, and upcoming I'm going to be doing a performance in Venice and then Vienna.
This Thursday, his skills will bring him to the Orpheum Theater in Sioux Falls.
I've never played the Orpheum. I have dreamed about it literally for 3 decades to play that. I remember as a kid driving past there, and a couple of years after taking lessons, I'm like, wow, that'd be so cool to play the Orpheum. And so that combined with the family and the friends, like these are long time, these are people that have supported me since I was a kid, and they're going to be there.
Bringing the small town boy back home for a special performance.
And Summer Rodershot joins us at the digital desk to talk more about this success story. Summer, how did you decide what type of story angle you were going to take with this specific story? And did that angle kind of change at any point during the interview or when you came back to the newsroom? What was that like?
So I sort of knew going in, like, he was the hometown guy coming back home. And so that was like a big angle for me. But then everything sort of changed when we found this file footage that we had with him. Because he was talking to us and he was like, Summer, back in 1996, he was like, he had the exact date like memorized. He was like, it was this date, the 10 o'clock news. He's like, Vernon Brown came and did a story with me. And he's like, it'd be so cool if you could find it. So me and my photographer, I was like, do you think you could find it? And so the photographer, she went back through the archives and she was searching and she comes over to my desk and she's holding it. She's like, Summer, I think I found it. And so like I had a mini scream, which you're probably not supposed to do in the newsroom, but I was like freaking out. And so we found it. And so, because I'd done a story with him before where we didn't have this file footage, and it was still a great story, talked about his success and coming from a small town Canastota, traveling the world. But then everything sort of changed for this story when we actually found the story we did with him in 1996.
Why do you think that's so significant?
I think it's cool. Well, Kelo's been around for so long. And so as somebody who just grew up watching Kelo, it's so cool seeing like how we we'll revisit things. We do stories with people and we try to be like, we talked with them before. And we did talk with Matthew before. And I don't know I think he might have told me about it like a time before, but I couldn't find it. So when we were actually able to find it and then use that and show like, hey, we've been following his story since 1996. And apparently we didn't find this other one. We didn't look for this other one, but we also did a story with him in 1999 when his first record came out.
Wow.
And so we've been following his story for so long. So I think it's cool to be part of that legacy and to continue sharing his story as he does amazing things in the piano world.
For you writing this story and creating it, was there a particular moment that you found yourself building the story around? Like, was it the archive footage or was it something that he had said during the interview? What do you think?
I think the archive footage honestly sort of took my attention, but specifically the quote that we used from his archive that he's like, people are asking me, why did I write a 5 minutes of music just for it to played one time? And he said, I know one day it's going to pay off. And so to hear him say that and then to see that work paid off 30 years later.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And he hoped it then, but it's happening now. And I think that's so cool to see.
So what do you hope viewers take away from a story like this?
I think, you may, and I know we always say this, but you're from a small town, you can do big things. But if you have these dreams, even if they may seem crazy or way too far out there, I feel like Matthew's just the perfect example of you can be from Canastota and be playing the piano in some of the most scenic venues around the world. If you just work hard and believe that you can do it.
Summer, this was a really special story, and thank you for sharing these details here at the Digital Desk. And everyone, if you're interested in concert details, just go ahead and head to Summer's story by scanning that QR code that you see on our screen to take you to our homepage on KELOLAND.com. And stay with us for more Inside the Newsroom when we come back after the break. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. The different connections we make with family, friends, and spouses go a long way in shaping the lives we live. In a recent Eye on KELOLAND story, Dan Santella explored the relationship between two people whose story goes all the way back to the 1970s. And Dan, since I'm not playing this story right now because it's a little bit longer and I want to hear it from your side, let's just give a little bit of a brief context about what we're working with here. Who is Joan and Ken?
They are engaged to be married next October in Gregory, South Dakota, 10/10 of 26. They have each lost spouses in their lives. Joan has lost two, one to a car crash, the other, I believe, to cancer. And Ken lost a wife to cancer as well. So, but 76 and 71, they're getting married, and they're really excited about it. And they, in Ken's words, are fun and hilarious. They have a lot of common pursuits, and baseball and dancing and music. They cook and make plans and travel, and they've been to the Virgin Islands, and they're just great. The big twist in the story is that they dated briefly 51 years ago.
Right. That was really fascinating how you wrote that twist to be revealed and like seeing all those photos too that were coming out from that time. But how did you learn about this story idea?
Like so many other great ideas, someone called in and said, we think you should do this story.
Why you then? Why did you want to take it?
Yeah, about that. I didn't take the call. I believe it was our colleague Kale. He took it and he took down the notes, details about the people involved. And he put it on our internal communications channel, Slack, in story ideas, so all reporters, producers, managers can see it. And I read that, and if you remember, you can pull it up. I literally called dibs on it.
That's right. I
wrote dibs with an arrow pointing up at what Kale had just written. Like, I want this story.
Why'd you want it?
It's mine. I mean, I could just, part of it is, you know, like you kind of have a sixth sense for what's going to be especially poignant. But like, you know, okay, this couple who had lost and now found each other again, reconnected after 1974 dating, right? That was 51 years ago. And the way Ken found her, he remembered his mom's name, searched her on the internet, found the lady's obituary.
That's right.
And the executor of the obituary with the phone number attached was Joan, and called her out of the blue. And she was, in his words, she was, in her words, flabbergasted. So, yeah.
Well, what do you think was one of the most important visuals or sounds to capture in the story? And then how did you want to capture that?
Well, I definitely wanted to interview them separately and then together, because that's part of the dynamic of the story, right? Them not together and then them together.
True.
And if you notice how I position different things, the first parts of the story were interviews just with Ken, just with Joan, and then the final interviews were them sitting
all
next
together
to each other. And I wanted them engaging with each other and talking with each other, and I also had them kind of looking at photos on a table. Photos say so much in this story, and I guess then by us getting video of those photos or copies of the photos and showing them to viewers. I wasn't there in 1974. I don't know what Joan's late spouses looked like. Mm-hmm. And they did such really a service to the story by having those photos, right? And showing me them and speaking so frankly. Jane, in Ken's view, he told me very frankly about her, and they were speaking about their late spouses as they sat next to each other on the couch and just laying it all out, their thoughts about having loved and lost and then reconnected with someone they dated in 74, and now they're engaged.
What part of this story do you feel you're most proud of capturing and sharing?
I just feel very fortunate that they wanted to share these details with me, that they wanted to open up so frankly about their losses in life. Mm-hmm. And then you are opening up yourself in an intimate, personal way, sharing how deeply you feel about somebody. And they did that, and that was really cool. And they really, they're like you sort of highlight, and that's an image of the newspaper, and then the photo with the fish. These are all just little snippets and puzzle pieces that fit together to tell the story. And they really kind of like, hey, here's this and here's this, and they showcase them to me, and they were so gracious and kind when I met them. 9 days ago in Pierre, drove out there to interview them. And that's another thing. We do have Zoom capabilities, but this is not a story you want to do over Zoom. You want to sit in their living room, she lives in Gregory, he lives in Pierre, but they were both in Pierre when I interviewed them. And you want to sit and get to know them and talk with them.
Right. Well, Dan, thank you so much for sharing these details here at the Digital Desk. And everyone, please go watch and read Dan's story. Just go ahead and scan that QR code that you see on your screen right now to learn more about Joan and Ken's story. And stay with us for Inside the Newsroom. We're going to have more coming up after the break. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. I promised that I would announce the 12 Days of KELOLAND Plus contest winner for Day 4. But of course, we've got to have some fun with it. So Scott Munt's going to help us out with this.
So have fun with it. You're bringing out a name. I'm like, you're going to bring one letter out at a time?
Yeah, make you guess. Like, what's that?
Make me guess? No, then you just
is that Wheel of Fortune?
The captive audience will be like, oh, it might be me. I have a T in my name.
I have a T in my name, right?
It'd be great.
Well, let's announce a winner. So we've been doing the 12 Days of KELOLAND Plus contest, where one winner one day will win one free Roku stick from KELOLAND News, because it is the gift of KELOLAND Plus. So on the 4th day of KELOLAND Plus, we give our Roku stick to Rebecca Woodell from Sioux Falls.
Very nice.
Scott, you gave me the idea to put the names up on the graphic just to help out.
Well, because people are like, I think that was me.
Yeah, I think that might have been my name. You're so right. It helps too. Mm-hmm. I'm catching up.
Yeah.
And our digital manager, Jody Staples, is helping me a lot with this too. Digital media manager, Jody Staples, is helping me a lot with sending names. But we can also always check out who won. If you go to KELOLAND.com and go to the contest page, then you can see who won. It lists it all right there. So, Rebecca, congratulations.
Christmas comes early.
It's the gift of KELOLAND Plus. And I know that you keep watching my show, Scott, so I'm glad that I put the text up to help with the names, too.
I'm just, we try to help each other out.
Faithful viewer and co-host at this point, honorary host of Inside the Newsroom.
It's always great to be here.
You have fun, I know. I have something fun for us planned for Friday.
That's Friday.
Yep, that's Christmas.
And today's Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday. Something fun on Friday, so everyone can be a part of it, too.
Even more fun than we usually have. Is that possible? I mean, I'm all for it. Bring it on.
Should that be our next meter? Is how much fun can Maddie and Scott have on an Inside the Newsroom segment?
So we need a meter and we need a jar.
Okay, so who's going to give the person the meter and who's going to give the person the jar for Christmas?
Yeah, we got a lot of things to think of, or props to get before we begin the new year. That's
such a good idea. We can ask Paul Farmer to help out. I'm sure he has something laying around. But I want to get Melanie a nice jar. I keep saying that. I want the nice jar. I have been thrifting. I always go thrifting. That's one of my favorite hobbies. I still haven't seen the jar. You know what I'm saying? Melanie needs a nice one. And then I need to get marbles, too, and that's a whole other ordeal.
Or, they don't need to be marbles. They could be like those palms.
Oh, that'd be kind of nice.
Those hobby thing. You get them at the hobby store, maybe.
Yeah.
And then when you drop them into the jar, they don't make as much noise.
I'm glad you brought up the hobby store, because I went to Hobby Lobby yesterday. And from the KELOLAND station, I went right from work. From the KELOLAND station all the way to the west side for Hobby Lobby.
And you walked?
I wish it was nice enough
outside.
Day. It was beautiful. That brings up a good point, because everyone in the world of Sioux Falls was out and about yesterday. I swear. Because the traffic was crazy. I don't know. It was crazy. It took me 40 minutes to get to Hobby Lobby from the KELOLAND news station.
Middle 40s. It was a nice day. The sun was out. The wind wasn't bad.
Not like today.
Not like the next, I'd say, 36 hours when these winds pick up. But for more on that, you can watch Whether or Not.
Yeah, Whether or Not.
But I had Cooper out yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a little bit of walking. We did that at Harmadon, and, still some snow out there. So we continue to melt that snow. We'll do that today. Still looking at Christmas Day itself. Maybe a brown Christmas for many.
It reminds me of this live cam that's behind me for Deadwood. Because
Yeah.
last time I had it, it was really snowy. You call it the Hallmark camera.
It is. I mean, it's a great looking shot. It's a great town too. And that camera, that's a little ice rink in the back.
Yeah, there's no one skating right now. I'm looking back as if I could actually see.
You had me convinced.
I'm glad. They have Santa on the stage though. Yeah, you can see it.
Okay, yeah. Nice.
Santa's up there. There's actually a few Santas.
Yeah, I like your garland on your window too.
I know. Jody Staples gave me the gift of garland, I guess, for my window.
Frosted window panes. I won't sing it because
Please,
we're on. I
I'm
did that
begging Scott
before
to
we
sing.
hit the record button.
This is what you do. You always start singing before I hit record, and then I'm like, oh, I better start recording now.
Nobody
Scott's in the
wants to-
zone.
Nobody wants to hear my voice.
Everyone wants to hear you sing because I keep bringing it up. So it's like, come on, everyone wants to know.
No, maybe sometime.
Christmas?
Oh, that's not a gift I want to give.
That's not the gift from KELOLAND Plus. The gift of KELOLAND Plus is the 12 Days of KELOLAND Plus contest. We'll announce another winner. Ooh, actually, I won't be here tomorrow. So two winners will be revealed on Friday.
Okay.
Two dose.
But you'll be back. Oh, yeah, you have to be back on Friday because you have something planned.
I have the Holiday Light Spectacular.
See, you can do the singing. It's been told to me that you're a good singer.
I'm just filled with Christmas cheer, I suppose.
Well, you should be. It's a weekend and a
That
half
sounding
out.
joy.
Sounding joy. That's right.
Must be repeated. Yep, Holiday Light Spectacular will be coming to KELOLAND Plus on Friday. That is at 5:30. You gonna be watching, Scott? You better stay awake.
Yeah, I think I'll be awake. I might be out and about.
Okay,
You
that's
know, it's that special time of year that you got to get together with people.
Aww.
So it might be one of those times, but
We could have it all in the background.
it's on demand.
It is always on demand. Afterwards,
There's the
you can watch
promo
it
right there.
anytime. Gosh, see, it's a good thing that you're here. You always get it out of the way. Well, Scott, we're actually out of time.
Okay,
It's a
6
short
minutes
one today.
up.
Yeah. Did you have a timer up?
No, I don't.
You're exactly right. It's been like 6 minutes.
Nice.
I know. We had a lot today on Inside the Newsroom, a lot of trending stories, a lot of great stories with our reporters. Going to get to more on Friday. There will be a special episode coming out tomorrow for Inside the Newsroom with Dan Santella and Lauren Solik talking about their trip over to the Cheyenne River Reservation and creating a series of stories from there. But until then, I guess, this is so weird.
Gotta lean back.
I know. I got to get ready for the wave. Well, until next time, have a great day, everyone. Thank you for watching.